What's a mispronunciation that sends you into fits of rage? I got takes precedence in an email recently. I laughed so hard at the mental image of physically taking precedence. Another one I hear far too frequently is a scapegoat and irregardless autocorrect doesn't even fix that one. Oh, and for instance sake. No. Just no. It's either, for instance, or for the sake of, but not both. Edit. Thank you for my wholesome award. Also, I know irregardless is in the dictionary, and has been a word for some time. But it shouldn't be, it's a double negative, and makes no sense. The dictionary's got this one wrong, and we should revolt against it. I want to thank you all for gathering today in honor of much more munch time. I know it would meant the world to him. Let's honor his memory by continuing to spread love in this world and to try our best each and every day. Losing much more munch time is akin to losing a family member. He is irreplaceable and their loss is felt deeply, more than words can ever describe. At the same time, I know much time would hate it if they saw us crying, talking only about their loss, and ignoring all the wonderful things much more munch time did with their precious time here on Earth. Thank you for everything. Wherever you are, buddy, we are thinking of you. I was in a chocolate shop once, and a family was in there. The father goes, "Wow. Look at this. Chocolate covered jalapenos." He pronounced it completely correctly. His family burst out laughing, and mocked him for his pronunciation. He asked what was going on and the daughter says, "You say it's so weird, it's jalapeno." The whole family agrees with her, and he's like, "Are you sure?" They're mocking this man and he's correct. But then he just has to agree because they are relentless. I lost my mind that day. It's a hyperforignism that comes from jalapeno having an, so people apply that foreign aspect of the word to another Spanish work, habanero, especially because it is also a pepper. Same thing happens when people say coup de grace is coup de grace because French words seem to just not have their last consonant pronounced, but it's actually coup de grace, because what you don't pronounce is the final letter, which in grace is E. You still pronounce the C. Edit. Since this has garnered some attention, I thought I'd mention that the reason French is the way it is due to the French Academy. Controlling the way people spell French is much easier than controlling the way people speak French. And so, over time, as the language has evolved, the French have spoken differently, yet are spelling the way their great-great-grandparents spoke. Oh my god, this happened right in front of me at a bike shop. A light called night light. And the son says, "Look dad, night light" correctly, and his dad corrects him, and says it's KH night light, unrelated to pronunciation. But when I was in elementary school, I was driving with my mom and my friend. I told him 60 miles per hour was the same as a mile per minute. He disagreed and my mom backed him up. Still makes me mad thinking about it, lol. Bruh, you've unlocked a deep memory. Once at a family dinner at my house, my parents said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I then correctly identified it as Hammurabi's code. My parents and much older siblings stared at me like I had two heads. They said, "No, Jesus said that." I tried for half an hour to explain to them that the verse is referring to Hammurabi's code, and that Jesus was saying to not follow it, and just turn the other cheek. They were also confidently ignorant, and started to get offended as though I was personally crucifying Jesus in front of their eyes. I love my family, but holy shit, they can be straight up dumb. This just made me remember that my high school chemistry teacher couldn't pronounce the word significant. It sounded like he was saying significant. He was trying to teach us about significant figures, and we couldn't figure out what he meant, because he kept saying significant figures. It went on for days, and he was getting annoyed with how long we were taking to understand it. Finally one day he gave us the worksheet to do, and said he would go over it with us after we were done to try to see where we were getting stuck. We are sitting there doing the worksheet and my friend asks me, "What did he say this was called?" Significant figures. Right. And what does significant mean? I'm honestly not sure, which is why I'm not getting it. Look what he wrote on the board behind him. He had written significant figures review. My friends and I all agreed that he was definitely saying significant, but knowing what he meant instantly made it click how significant figures worked. My ex would say generally in place of genuinely, and did not understand why it was wrong. Edit, to the folks saying that's why she's your ex. Nah, it's not. This was a pet peeve for sure, but it didn't have any impact on the relationship. She was a perfectly fine person. Things just didn't work out, and I called it. I think mild rumored thought comparable meant reasonable. Oh, have you tried that new restaurant down the street? No. Is it good? Yeah, pretty good. And the prices are comparable.